What's going on, guys? It's Super and welcome back to another Battlefield 6 video. EA just released a new trailer for Battlefield 6 on PC, and in the video it sort of gives us some more sneak peeks of what's to come for when Battlefield 6 releases in October. And when I saw that this got released and I watched it for the first time, it just made me so giddy. I was so excited to watch it, just like when they dropped the first trailers when the beta was released. But with all that being said, let's get right into it and see what we can find. So some of the first things that we see is more footage of the new maps, which are Merak Valley and New Sobek City, and just to show the scale of these maps. I know that they said that Merak Valley is going to be the largest map in Battlefield 6 on its launch. We don't know about newer maps. And it's supposed to be something like Galmid Railway from Battlefield 4, but slightly smaller. Just to give you perspective, if you've played that game, of how big this map is actually going to be. I also noticed a few new guns that are going to be added into the game that we can see from this trailer. The first thing that I spotted was a SCAR of some kind. Not sure if it's going to be a SCAR H or SCAR L. We'll have to find out when it's in the game, or maybe we'll have both. The second one that I think I noticed, and I think looks like an MTAR or another bullpup style gun, when we get to see on Operation Firestorm, when the guy's proned out. I'm not sure if that's exactly what it is, but that's what it looks like to me. And in this exact same clip, I think what we see here is an F-22 Raptor. Now, I wasn't sure if this was going to be in the game, and I'm not sure if any Battlefield has actually had this before. If I remember correctly, there's always just been the F-35, F-16, maybe F-18, and older ones like F-14s and F-15s, but never an F-22 Raptor. I'm not entirely sure if I remember correctly, but this is what it looks like, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be in the game. So for those of you that like jets in real life and in game, hopefully this is actually what it is and it's going to be in the game, and that'd be pretty cool. And next what we see is that the throwing knife is going to make a return to Battlefield. And it looks like it's going to be a one-shot kill, which is how it's always been. And it's cool that it's going to be coming back. And in the same clip again, it looks like the user is using a Vector. I'm pretty confident that's what this is, so we're going to get a Vector in Battlefield 6. I know a lot of people love running some machine guns, and this is one of their favorites that they can use from various different games. And the funniest bit to come from this trailer is what comes next. And that's when they're showcasing the Javelin anti-cheat with the guy swinging the sledgehammer, literally giving the banhammer, which was gold. I love that they put this in there. And it also showcases that this is another piece of utility that you can do with the sledgehammer. So it will actually be fatally hit. I'm not sure if it's going to be a one shot from full health, or if it's when someone's down, there's going to be a mechanic that you can use to make it so they can't be resable, which would be interesting. But it's actually going to be more than just the utility part that we saw in the previous beta, where you can break open walls and floors with it, sort of like how a sledge from Rainbow Six Siege works. So I thought that was pretty neat. Moving on right to the next clip, we see that there are deployable mortars coming back to Battlefield 6. We saw this in previous Battlefields, and I just remember people using this crap from far away and just raining hell on buildings and just open fields, and it was pretty annoying, but it's cool to see that it's coming back to the game. And next, another thing that a lot of people were asking for is ultra-wide support for their monitor. Now, I don't personally have an ultra-wide monitor, but I know a lot of people have been asking for this and wanting it to be in the game, and it looks like that's exactly what's happening. Now, we do know that Battlefield 6 is getting a campaign. Unlike 2042 that didn't, they are bringing it back to this Battlefield. Now, we don't really get to see much in this trailer, but we do know that it's going to be a global scale. So it's going to be large, and it's going to be points of interest, like popular places. And we know that these are things that players like to help drive the story of campaigns. One thing that you might have missed because it happens so quickly is the return of the EOD bot from Battlefield 3. Now, I'm not sure exactly if it's going to work the same as it did in Battlefield 3, but it is making a return, and it's so fun to see that people are going to be able to run around and drive as Wally again. Next, they show us some of the possibilities and some things that they've made with the portal mode, like running up a hill with a bunch of debris and other things falling down as you try to climb up. Which kind of reminds me of the game show, the comedy one, MXC I think it was, where it's like a spoof of the Japanese game show where there's people trying to run up a hill as like boulders are falling down. As well as a tower where you're shooting at a bunch of jets with RPGs that don't need to reload, as I'm pretty sure I can't remember what game this has been in, or there's been something similar with RPGs shooting at jets and jets trying to kill people at the same time. But this looks like a fun little thing that you can do. Now, following that, the next thing was a possible Levolution, or something close to it. EA and DICE never really mentioned that this is going to be a part of the game in a large scale like we saw with Battlefield 4. But what we see here with this crane falling could be something between a Levolution, say from Siege of Shanghai from Battlefield 4, and the tower from Battlefield 3's Caspian border falling down. It's not this huge, grandiose thing that completely changes the map, or just something small that looks cool that is only cinematic. This actually will have a slight impact of the landscape of the game, but it's not something just insane. Quickly after we see that, there's more ladder footage. It's quick. It's nothing really crazy, but right behind that, what looks like the deployable minigun from Battlefield 2042 with the shield on the front of it. Now, I'm not actually sure if this is going to be a deployable, like a gadget you'll have, or if this is just part of the map, but that's kind of what it looks like. Like, I don't know if I really like that part about Battlefield 2042, like you're carrying a sentry gun from Call of Duty around with you. Just seems kind of weird to me. Let me know what you guys think about that, and if you think this is going to be a gadget or just something that's part of the map. I didn't really notice anything else other than those things. I'm sure I missed some things, but this trailer was just filled with beauty and cinematic prowess that we've come to expect. There is one more thing I wanted to talk about, and it comes from a post that EA made on their website. And it was them talking about portal mode, but also bringing in server browser, like we had with previous Battlefields like 3, 4, and I think earlier on too. Now, I'm not sure if this is something that they're just testing for portal mode only, or if this is actually something that we're going to get for the game. A lot of older Battlefield fans remember just loading up the game and clicking on the server browser and finding which maps, game modes, how many people are in the server and play, and it will continue on like that. And now it just feels like it's sort of matchmaking with a little bit of their new search buffs that they made in the beta. I think I talked about it in a previous video. But I'm really hoping that server browser kind of makes a return, because it was more user-friendly and more customizable for how you wanted to play the game. If it's only for portal mode, that's cool too, but I would like to see it for the entirety of the game. And I'm pretty sure that sums everything up from the trailer. If there's anything that I missed or that you guys noticed, let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching.
Nice! I got fucking direct hit by a fucking RPG.